This true builder of sport gave of her time and talents to the sport of five-pin bowling for over half a century. Involved as a participant, coach, league executive, and association member, she first got involved as a teen while growing up in Red Rock in the late 1940s. Her early involvement saw her help to form a school league and serve as a pin setter at her local bowling alley. Before long, she had advanced to the Red Rock Senior Mixed League and then took on an executive position, eventually becoming the league president. At the same time, her success on the lane saw her become one of the top bowlers in the area, earning a spot on multiple teams that traveled to Eastern and Western Canadian championships through the 1960s and 70s. Getting involved with the Lakehead and Thunder Bay Five-Pin Bowling Association starting in the 1970s, her commitment to that organization lasted through to the 2010s, seeing her take on many executive titles, including a term as president and time as secretary and as chair of membership and awards. Passing along her bowling knowledge to others, she then coached a number of teams during the 70s, taking them to provincial and national competitions, and served as a team manager for Northern Ontario teams through the 2000s. It was a little surprise that her talents were called upon to represent the Thunder Bay district at the Northern Ontario level, first serving as a delegate and then as a secretary. In 1978, when the Northern Ontario Five-Pin Bowling Association was recognized to combine bowling leagues across the north, she was elected the first secretary-treasurer and then remained active on the executive for the next 30 years. Well known and respected across the country for her dedication and knowledge, when the Canadian Five-Pin Bowling Association was formed, she was recruited to serve on the Constitutional Committee. In 1988, she became the first woman to be elected to an executive position, serving as the second vice president from 1988 to 91 and as first vice president from 1992 to 94. If a five-pin bowling event was happening in Northern Ontario or in Canada, chances were this dedicated volunteer was involved in some capacity, whether it was serving as office staff support or helping with ticket sales and accommodations for the zone or provincial or national competitions. Rarely an event was held that she wasn't involved in some way. It was during her time on the national board she used her hobby of collecting recipes to carry out a unique fundraising program for bowling associations across the country. Collecting 450 recipes, which is a perfect five-pin bowling score, she compiled the cookbook Striking Dishes from Coast to Coast, which sold close to 7,000 copies. Her other connection to five-pin bowling, her husband Dick Thompson, who was a Canadian champion and a 1982 Northwestern Ontario Sports Hall of Fame inductee in the athlete category. Given her lifelong commitment to five-pin bowling, she was awarded life memberships in the Thunder Bay, Northern Ontario, and Canadian Five-Pin Associations, and most recently earned entry into the Northern Ontario Five-Pin Bowling Association Hall of Fame. This five-pin bowling pioneer's name will now be added to another Hall of Fame in honor of her outstanding contribution in helping to ensure that sporting opportunities existed for people of all ages and abilities through her many years of volunteer effort.